this came up in a meeting this week, and I thought it was a pretty good topic, seeing as how it's pretty volatile times right now out there with tariffs, no tariffs, our car prices going up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of stores are asking me, what should I be spending? What's the minimum I should be spending? Well, I know my stores average about $250 to maybe $500 per new car. So it doesn't mean they're just advertising new cars. They're probably advertising, most of my stores are advertising both new and used. But the way I just kind of evaluate it is how much are you spending, your total budget, and then how many vehicles on average do you have in stock. So that's how much, that establishes how much you're spending on marketing. So what's the sweet spot? That's the other thing I asked. So and I know this answer is going to infuriate people. It depends on your store. It depends on where your store is. It depends on what you're selling. And those are the main two factors. So I have 2 stores that are literally located in the same rooftop. One store spends $250 per new car they have in their inventory. And they are doing fantastic. It's Subaru. It's in an outlying town outside of a metro area. It's doing just absolutely fantastic. The other brand, now in the competition too, so that makes a difference too. So there's 3 total stores in the entire state of Subaru stores. That's it. That's his competition. So $250 per new car you have in stock. That's working perfectly for him. They're meeting their goals. They're exceeding their goals. They're doing fabulously. Now, under the same rooftop with the same geography is a Toyota store. There are 13 other Toyota stores in this state. 13. So that means your competition's a lot stiffer. So that same spend, and they're not spending that per car. They're spending about half that per new car. So that doesn't work. They are definitely struggling. And there's some other stuff going on there as well, but they're definitely struggling. So if you want to evaluate, how much am I spending? Is it working? Should I be spending more? Should I be spending less? There's a few things to look at. So that's the first thing, is how much are you spending per new car sale? And like I said, the sweet spot, $250 I've seen $600, $650. I think that's getting a little bit on the high end, frankly, but it's got to be what works for your brand and your market. So then you compare that with, on the other side of it, how many competitors do you have in your market? So in your immediate market area, how many are there? I just took on a store that he literally has 13 other stores within a 25-mile radius that sell the exact same frickin' thing that he does. That's going to be a big uphill battle. And right now, they're just coming on with this. They're not spending more than, I think it was $225 per new car, which is, I don't think it's going to be enough, but we'll see. So that's the third factor you have to take into consideration, is how many competitors do you have in your market that are selling the exact same thing you are. And I think the next thing you take into account is if you're not number one in that market, so what are the number one guys selling? What are they stocking in their inventory, and what are they selling? The price and the discount, that does matter for sure. Like if they're discounting their cars $4,000, you're just not discounting your cars at all. That matters, right? It's not the only thing that matters, but it matters. But the inventory mix matters too. So if you're stocking all platinum, big dog, alpha package models, and your competition is stocking a lot of entry-level models, well, that matters. That depends. Does your market warrant carrying all those premium models? Are you selling those? Are you meeting your sales objectives? No? Okay. Then let's look at your inventory mix. Who is meeting their objectives? Who's exceeding their objectives? What is their inventory mix? That's just doesn't mean trim level. That means colors. That means interiors. That's all of the above. Look at what they're stocking on their website. It's not a one and done. You have to study that. It's almost like studying it in and of itself, a second job in and of itself, of studying what they're actually stocking on their website that's making them number one. And I think lastly, you really have to take in consideration the volume of leads, phone calls, walk-in traffic that your staff can handle. So if you know that, and I have another store that this is the situation, they're looking at all their vendors and trying to see what's wrong. Meanwhile, they're down 3 salespeople. They only had 5 to begin with. 3 salespeople and a GSM. And you're going to try to tell me that it's the vendors, it's an issue with the vendors why you're not selling cars. No, it's not. It's the fact that you have no salespeople and no GSM in the store to hold the salespeople that you do have accountable to anything. That's the problem. So anyway, I digress. What should we be spending on a per car basis? That's a good starting point, a good springboard is look at between $250 and $500, and then work your way backwards from there with all the other variables taken into consideration. And once you find it, success for most of my stores is, hey, we just want to sell the most cars out of anybody. We want to make the most revenue out of anybody. We want to have the most ROs, and the highest fixed ops absorption out of anybody. Make sure your vendor knows, and don't just say, I want to sell more cars. Like everybody wants to sell more freaking cars. That's not a specific enough goal. When you're talking to your vendor about what does success look like for you, it's not an arbitrary question. We all know you want to sell more cars, but what is that number? Is it 100? Is it 200? Is it 500? What's the sweet spot? What's the number that's going to put you over your objective and meet your revenue goals for the store? So if you don't go into the vendor meeting with those specifics already laid out, already kind of spelled out for the vendor to follow, because then they can ask those type of questions. Hey, how close are we to meeting goal this month? What do I need to focus on this month to help you meet your goal? That should absolutely be a part of the conversation every month that you're meeting with the vendor. Did you guys meet your goal last month? No? Okay, what's your goal this month? Let's start with one model and let's work our way back from there. So having those productive conversations for a good vendor will allow them to maximize the efficiency of your spend and help you meet those goals. That's half the job. Getting people in your front door is half the job. Once the vendor has pushed the traffic to get into your front door, what happens from there, that's on you. 100% on you. Anyway, I hope that helps. Happy selling.